always look for ways to push the boundaries, and just like the last thing you want to do is get complacent.
Yeah.
Because then your viewers will get complacent and they'll go find somebody eventually that isn't being complacent and is constantly pushing them. So I think it's very important for all of us as individuals to be ourselves and not try to be somebody else, because it's a lot easier to be yourself. It's a lot more natural to be yourself.
I think the big problem that we have, especially today, is that people just keep trying to do good. That's a great thing. It's awesome. But there's so much more to it, because he died so you don't have to keep doing it. He died and said, hey, it's done. I just want you to put your faith and trust in me.
Yeah, no, so we basically do that, but we've already got a separate space that's like public. It's not in any of our homes or anything like
that's
that.
good.
And we just give them the code. It's in part of an industrial complex.
That's perfect, bro.
And they just, like, it's like Airbnb with the key and the lockbox and
That's
everything.
mad.
Like, and we've got like guys that come every week and record. Like Mahmoud records his
I didn't know that.
his podcast now out of there, because he's just started up the Lebbies again. Then he's got a few, like we've got a basketball talk show they come and record every week. JC was recording out of our studio every week.
How do you guys deal with that when it comes to the equipment though? Like, isn't there the worry that they're going to break something or something goes down?
Like, so far we've had no issues. Like, we've had equipment issues, but not caused by them. There's security cameras all over the place as well, so nobody can jack anything.
That's hectic.
And like we've got a trust with the guys that we use, right?
It's beautiful.
And then we've got a cyclorama that we built downstairs. So I don't know if it's like those big white stages. Yeah. So anyone that wants to come do a photo shoot or anything, they just do it out of there. We've got cameras downstairs, cameras upstairs, lights, everything. So you don't have to move anything. The only time we ever have to move is like, so we've got the couch set up and then the table set up. Like we record on the tables for league lads, but then other podcasts, they want to use the couch. So they just got to move the cameras a couple meters to the couch. You know what I mean?
That's
so
bad.
It all works out, bro.
That's good, bro. Well, ladies and gents, welcome to another episode of Talk to Me. You know it. It's the show where I get my friends to talk to me, and today I'm excited because I've got one of the biggest guys from the area in regards to footy podcasting, streaming, just a lot. You know his face, you know his name, you know his meowing on TikTok. Ladies and gents, it's Hectic Fred. Bro, thank you so much for joining us, man.
Mate, thank you so much for having me. It's good to be here.
Mate, I can't believe that we finally got to get this done.
I know, it's been a long process.
Bro, it took us months to get it out, but it just shows how busy you are and how much you've blown up this year, man.
Yeah, it's been a crazy year, man. I've definitely been in my guest appearance arc this year,
brother.
And it's been a lot of fun. I was just recently, life's been like with work and everything like that. Like, it can get a little bit hectic in the bad sense when it's too busy. And I'm moving houses as well, so that's what's been the spanner that's been thrown into the works recently. But after all that, we ended up
getting it done, mate. We did it, bro. We did it, and I'm excited to get your story, man, because it's a crazy one. You're like a staple on TikTok now, to me anyway, because you're always on my feed. I don't know your story. I don't know what shows you do. I don't know your whole history, but you're just there. And I think that's when you know a guy has put in the effort, he's done the grind, and he's finally made it, is that you're there. You're just one of the extras that are just constantly flicking through. And it's going to be cool to hear your story, bro, because you're from the area, right?
Yeah, I'm not too far away. I grew up in Bonnyrigg for pretty much my whole life.
That's hectic.
And I've just moved away from there after 22 years there, bro.
Wow, man.
Yeah, it's but I've always been in this area, man. So it's
that's crazy. So I'm a Greenacre boy, bro. So as Bulldogs as they come, mate, as Lebo as they come, just one of the boys from the area.
That's the peak, man. Greenacre, Bankstown, like you don't get more Leb than that, man.
That's it, bro. That's it. Man, Ush on Saturday mornings, mate. What more do you want?
That's the dream.
So, how's this all start for you? Like, how do you decide? Okay, I'm gonna stream. I'm gonna be a podcaster. I'm gonna talk footy online.
Well, like my whole life, I watched YouTube, right? Like, and I think I just always wanted to do something in social media. I tried a couple YouTube channels when I was in high school, and God, if only I could go back and watch those videos, I would piss myself laughing. Like, I deleted the channels just out of pure shame at the time, and that was when I was like 14. You know what I mean? No, I just always wanted to do something, and like that, and live streaming just seemed to be the easiest way to do it when you're working and studying and everything like that. So I started in my last year of university pretty much. So would have been like back end of 2019 would have been my first ever stream. And because there's no editing, you just go and you interact with the viewers and you play some games and you go off and no editing, nothing, no real setup.
You put that hour in and you're done.
Yeah, you do the couple of hours that you do and that's it, right? And but when you have nobody teaching you what to do, it can be really tough. And it's just a bunch of trial and error and fine tuning over years just to get 10 viewers watching you at any given time, let alone the amount that big streamers get. Like they get in the hundreds, thousands, and that takes a lot of work and a lot of knowledge of the market, the industry, and how to actually get the viewer to come to you. And then that's the hardest part. Then getting them to stay is equally as hard.
Yeah.
So there's a lot that goes into it, but it was just always something I wanted to do. And after years of fine tuning and poking and prodding and changing everything that I've done from my first ever stream, if you watched my streams from my first year, streams from my third year, and streams from now, it's all completely different. But it's just part of the growing process that if you stick with it, you'll be able to grow just from the more you do it, the harder it is for you to become satisfied. You're always chasing a way to improve and get better, and that's pretty much that was my mentality going into it.
It's that constant grind, right? Like you can't stop it. They always say it's consistency. It's putting in the effort. Even when you're getting 2 views for a video or an episode, you just keep it going. Did you get a lot of backlash when you first started from your mates, your family? Did you get a lot of cousin, what do you think you're doing?
Yeah. Oh man, big time. Like my parents thought I was wasting my time. Like my dad was, he's old school, but he was always like a gamer too, right?
Yeah, sure.
But he just never understood it. So he just thought I was wasting my time. Go study, you're in your last year of uni. My mates used to, when I first started, when I came out of high school for like a week, like when I finished my HSC, I streamed for like a week, and then all the boys gave it to me.
Yeah, for sure.
And I just put it on the shelf for 2-3 years, and
far out.
And I wish I never did, but obviously it's like it just meant that the second time around, I just didn't tell anybody when I started. Okay. It was like 3 months in before my mates knew about it, and before I told anyone about it, and I was just doing it.
So what made you make that switch? 3 years later, you go, you know what? No, I'm actually going to do this.
Yeah.
What changes?
I don't know. I think it was like a slow burning like regret inside of me that I'm like, I know I can do this, and I had a couple of people tell me just randomly that they thought I'd make a good streamer, right? Like people I was working with would just randomly tell me, man, you would kill it if you were a live streamer, by the way. You're like just so witty or funny or whatever the reason was. And I think it was for sure one person from work that told me, and it just stuck with me. And I just said, I think that was the straw that broke the camel's back. And I just said, you know what? Like I've got a PC now. I've got I've got the personality for it. I just need to say and go and do it, right? And not have that regret like just annoying me anymore.
Yeah. And did you start on Twitch?
I started on Twitch, yeah.
And where are you at now? You're on Kick?
I'm on Kick now, yeah, because I was streaming the rugby league game footage, and after a while I got so big that, they found me and said it was against TOS and suspended me a couple of times. And I felt like I didn't want to risk it and get my account on Twitch banned. And when I saw people on Kick being allowed to do it, I switched over. And now I can't even do it on Kick, but we just have our watch-alongs where it's just my head and my reactions, and we all watch the games together, essentially.
So that's got to be a struggle for you guys in this streaming world, not being able to put that footage up anymore. What's the league doing in that?
It's really tough, like because like everyone's on different timelines as well. Like there are people watching on live TV, people watching on KO. People are watching on KO where they're lagging, so everyone's on different time bands. Whereas when you're got the footage there, everybody's just watching you.
Yeah.
But obviously there are reasons why, because of copyright and everything like that. It's not allowed, which is fair enough. But I said they weren't. I didn't know that. Like people tell me it's not allowed, but then why are all these people being able to stream it?
Yeah.
So then I said I'm just gonna do it until somebody tells me I can't, and that's always been my mentality, and I would never have been anywhere close to where I am now if I wasn't streaming the game footage for so long.
Yeah.
And Like, it's not like I'm charging people. Like, I'm just wanting to watch the game with a bunch of people, and I didn't see any harm in that. And from that, like, I knew even if it can't last forever, I got to make the most of it, right?
Yeah. I just think it's very nearsighted for the league to take that out, because if you're getting a worldwide audience that is watching a clip from you and they can see the game in front of you, it's sort of like, what is this thing? I want to take a look at it.
Yeah, and it was exactly like that, especially out of COVID, because in America they had gotten a taste of it because we were one of the first sports to come back from COVID. Mm-hmm. So then ESPN had nothing to put on, but League was on ESPN because we were one of the first sports back, and people really enjoyed it. And then it was cut when all the other American sports came back, and just so many people from America, Japan, France, like European countries were coming into the stream and really enjoying themselves, and they probably wouldn't have never found rugby league without it.
Yeah.
And now we all watch it together, but it's very difficult overseas for people to watch it. And I just gave them that ease of access. And I think the NRL really they're sort of stuck in the dark ages and the broadcasters as well. And I feel like if they were a little bit more innovative or progressive and found a way to incorporate live streams like other esports and other sports are starting to do, I feel like that's the new age. That's what sports broadcasting is going to look like in 10, 20 years, where they're using websites like Twitch and Kick to give people rights to alternate commentary and stuff like that. I feel like that's what the future holds. And I've already seen examples of that happening to some really great success.
It's very interesting because it seems like you said, they're stuck in the old way of doing things. And where you've got this massive community right now where all these creators and streamers want to partner with the NRL and their sports teams, they're sort of saying no to them, and they're missing a massive market. But then you see them go to Vegas, and then they're like, oh, yeah, let's get American streamers in on it. Let's get American creators. And it's just like, what are we doing, boys?
Yeah, it can really be tough, and I know they really want to grow the game over there. But I'm telling you, the best way to grow the game over there is via social media. But you run into the issue where they just copyright block everything. Even on Instagram, like there are months where I can't even post because everything gets taken down instantly.
Dead set.
And it's just because, but it's not the NRL, it's the broadcasters.
Yeah.
They've got the rights and they enforce their rights. And the NRL has to essentially listen because they've got a contract, right? Whether the next broadcasting deal is going to be the same, I don't know. But if I was the NRL, I'd be pushing hard for, creators like us to have rights to at least post stuff on Instagram without having stuff taken down. Because the biggest leagues in the world, the NBA, they're the complete opposite. They don't ban you from posting stuff. They know their league is a highlights league. They go and give you the footage. Like, they give the general public all of the highlights for download in full HD, 4K, so that they can post. And they can do edits. And they can do all this stuff because that's what grows the game. And that's why the NBA grows so much, especially in Europe, like outside of the US. They're experiencing a massive amount of growth because the NBA is a lot of fun to watch. It's always on. And in countries like Australia, it's on at a normal time, not at 3 a.m. It's on at lunchtime.
Yeah.
3 o'clock, you know what I mean? It's very easily accessible for people. So I feel like they understand it. And I feel like the NBA overall, I'm a massive NBA fan. I feel like they understand the sort of the next generation of how everyone's going to watch sport a lot more than leagues over here that are still in the dark ages. They're still like dinosaurs.
Yeah, they really are. And I think that it's as if they've got the wrong people spearheading their marketing campaigns, as if they're like, you know what, this worked 10 years ago, let's try that. And I think that's the big issue with going to Vegas. I think they're looking at it as if we need to be the ones spearheading a game in the States, insult their game while we do it, and then just expect them all to come over and watch the sport. When really, all you're getting over there is just a bunch of Aussies flying over to the States to watch the games. Yeah. I don't think there's a lot of growth there.
Yeah, I think, there's definitely there are definitely some people that go and watch it because, like, from America, because it's just part of Vegas. Like, you always go and try new things when you go to Las Vegas. Like, I went when I was 14 and I went to things I'd never go to in my whole life. And they just, especially if they had done it 5 years ago when Vegas was craving sport because they didn't have any sports teams, it would have been even better. But now they've got the Raiders and like a lot of other teams starting to come over.
They've got the WWE doing WrestleMania there every year.
Like it's just another event there, but that they always pull. They always pull new people that are interested in sport and just want something to pass time or something new to experience. But I agree in terms of it's not the best way to grow the game. If they pair that with social media, it'd be massive. Like if you're paying speed to go to a rugby league game, like that is going to do so much more than 20 years of Las Vegas in terms of growing the sport. Like we've seen one streamer spearheaded the growth of football in America.
It's crazy, right?
Right? Like it all started from some $3 donation, but that's how like America has seen a significant percentage in growth that it's never seen before. Like football in America has seen a huge level of growth that they've never seen before, and it's because of speed.
Yeah,
and I'm like, imagine if you play your cards right, what that could do for the NRL. Even though we're in Australia, like people are going to want to tune in, people are going to watch, people are going to want to watch it in America, and I just feel like they just do it wrong. They just approach it all wrong. And although everyone that I've spoken to that's been to Las Vegas has said it is the best event on the rugby league calendar by a country mile, that's obviously not the grand final. And I can't wait to experience for myself with the dogs going over there. So
you going next year?
Yeah, I'm going, and it's going to be a lot of fun. And I know a few creators that are definitely thinking of going as well. If it could just be like a souped up Dragons v Dogs game over there, but it's just I can't wait for it. I can't wait to see it.
That's mad. He's a Knights fan, so he's going to see the Knights over there, which is very disappointing.
Sorry, my bro.
It's very disappointing. I mean, he could have been a Dogs fan, but he chose to be a Knights fan. It's disgusting.
It's all right, but at least he's stuck, right? He picked the Knights and he's stuck. I can't.
Yeah.
I don't know why you go for the Knights. Maybe because they had the GOAT at one point. I don't know, but I'll just at least he's stuck with him.
It's true. It's true. So you just kept going. You kept grinding. You stuck to streaming. When did you move over to podcasting? When did that decision get made?
So it would have been at least after my first year, let's say year and a bit, because I started in the middle of a rugby league season. So I think it was the end of 2022. I was looking to start podcasting myself, and obviously looking into like equipment expenses and how am I going to do this, and am I going to do it just on my own, or am I going to find a partner to do it with? And while I was planning it all, I get a message from Gilbert's Couch, which is a guy that I was liking their content on Instagram, and we started talking, and he invited me over because he wanted to speak to me about something, and he was 2 minutes away, and I was like, okay, I might as well.
Yeah.
And he was and that's where I met Sui for the first time, who's my podcast co-host now, and they were doing one massive sports show where they were talking about every sport, whether it's F1 or UFC or everything in one big show. And it was mad, right? But they sort of wanted to segment it up so they'd have their rugby league show, basketball show, whatever, all the other sports. They love the English football, so do I, to be honest. But they wanted to split it all up. And he wanted me to be like the pool, like for their new rugby league podcast, because I was technically a podcast free agent. I wasn't doing anything. And it just worked so well. Like I wanted everything that I needed in terms of equipment, co-host, everything like that.
Lined up.
Production team. It was all sorted. And it's 2 minutes away from my house. And I just loved Sui from the moment I met him. So I was like, why not?
That's
what I mean. It just all the stars aligned. And so that would have been, I think our first year was 2023. Now we're in the third season of doing it now. We've got our own office, everything like that. And it's all changed so much. And we just absolutely love podcasting. And when you're starting a new one, it can be really tough. And there are a lot of like speed bumps you go through. We had an issue, and I was like, from the beginning, I was like, it's going to be our biggest problem, which was the name. Like the YouTube channel name was a Gilbert's Couch, which is in a English-speaking country. It was always going to be rough for new people to get into it and say the name, right? If you can't say the name, how can you watch the podcast?
I can barely say it, to be honest.
Exactly.
I'm as liberal as they come.
And I used to always say it, and so we say, no, man, it's a brand. I've got a vision, everything like that. And then they're giving out shout-outs to rugby league podcasts on one of the biggest ones, which was Levels.
Yep.
And Justin Horror absolutely butchered it. And I clipped it up and I sent it to Sweet, and I'm like, see what I mean? And we changed it to League Lads after that. That was the straw that broke the camel's back.
That's beautiful.
Change it to League Lads, and we've been running the League Lads name from the start of the season, and it's just been way better. And we've seen like a massive amount of growth this year as well. And I'd like to think it was because of the name, but it's also just because of us fine tuning everything. Settled into the new studio. Like everything is just like it's the way we want it to be. And now it's like just got to ride the wave, stay consistent. Now we have a place where it's very easy for us to bring guests on. So we had Eric Growth on early in the year. Nice. We've had Chad Townsend on.
Nice.
Very recently, and that was our biggest podcast ever in terms of viewership. And it's just want to keep it up, especially over the off season. A lot of the players they're not doing too much. So if we can bring some more players to come in, it'd be great. But yeah, it's just planning, execution, and then you review it, right? What can we do better next week? Can we add any more segments? And it's the natural process of growth, right? Yeah. And that's where we're at right now. Just trying to keep getting better every day.
What do you think is the key to it? The key to making sure that you got a successful show? The key to making sure that it's working?
I feel like the two things I always have is, like personality.
Yep.
So I think it's very important for all of us as individuals to be ourselves and not try to be somebody else, because it's a lot easier to be yourself. It's a lot more natural to be yourself. So if you're not having to worry about putting on a persona or being a character and you're just being yourself, it's just second nature.
Yeah.
And that just always results into a better viewing experience, and it just makes you more relatable. People can relate to characters, but it's always going to be over a long-term period of time, just better for you to be your true self. Obviously, there are niche situations where the character is better, but it's for sports stuff. I really think that being yourself and having your own opinion and not really trying to fit in with the crowd is sort of the best way to do it. And the second one is it's just consistency.
Yeah.
And persistence, right? Like just always stay on a steady pace, always try to drop every week no matter what. Like there are times where I just don't want to record my podcast, but we do it anyway. And, we'd say, oh, boys, I get to the studio and I'm like, oh, boys, it's going to be a quick episode, man, 45 minutes. And I'm gone, boys. It like works for me. And then it's an hour and 40-minute episode,
Yeah.
Like you just got to get there and do it. Record every week, be consistent. And then I think the third thing in terms of growing, and it was something that I remember I used to watch YouTube videos to try and get better at streaming. Like, what am I doing wrong? What can I do more? And I heard a message in one of these videos that said, if you're only streaming on one platform or only posting on one platform, that is the worst thing you could possibly do. And you should be trying to spread your stuff on as many platforms as possible. And that's when I started, like only a couple of weeks later did I start posting on TikTok. And that's what grew my channel. And that's what grew my streams. And that's what grew me as a creator. And I feel like if you're making a podcast and you're not constantly putting clips up, even if it's one or two every week, like you're just holding yourself back. And I feel like that's one key bit of like clipping is just, and it should be an integral part of every podcast. And I think when people start podcasts and they don't have any guidance, that's the thing that they miss.
Yeah.
And then you're just posting to 20 viewers every week and it can get very, very deflating. And that's why, like, the average podcast lasts 4 episodes.
Really?
That was a stat that we when we were doing research at the start found out, and we were like 4 episodes, man. If only there was somebody that was there to guide them through it and to let them know that it isn't going to be sunshine and rainbows right away, and you're going to be grinding from the beginning to just capture a decent viewership and build that community. But once you do, it's so rewarding, so fulfilling. And they're like, I always see that photo of someone mining for diamonds and he's just getting dirt and he turns around. He's that close to the diamonds. And I feel like at 4 episodes, they're that close to the diamonds of what you get when you're 10 episodes in, 20 episodes 50, in.
Yeah.
Now we've done at least like 75 episodes of League Lads, 80 episodes of League Lads now. And it's like, man, it's just so rewarding, so fulfilling. And I can't wait to see where we're going to be in 2 years, 3 years time.
Yeah. It's interesting because that consistency and that constant posting, there's an element of luck, but that element of luck doesn't come in with YouTube unless you're constantly going. Because you don't know which episode's going to hit, you don't know which video is going to hit, but you just got to keep pushing it.
There's always luck involved.
Yeah.
But the more you post, it's more tickets to the raffle, bro.
That's it.
That's how it's always going to be. And that's why I feel like my content's done so well, because the way I do it is every time something happens, I'm making a video, right? Yeah. If I'm watching the game, something happens, I make a video. Yeah. And there are so many videos that will get in that weekend 10K views, which is still amazing, right? Like 10,000 people watching something. Like that's crazy. But that's like, when I'm looking at my numbers, like that's the low side of it. Because then you get your videos with 50K, 100K. Then you get the occasional that goes berserk to 3, 4, 500,000 people. Then you get a Reece Walsh video that will hit you 1 million.
Yeah.
If you go look at all the videos that I've posted that have 1 million, like 4 of them are Reece Walsh, and there's probably like 7 of them in total. Like Reece Walsh gets views, mate.
Bro, it makes sense after that grand final appearance, bro.
It's not even like him doing great stuff. It's like him spewing.
Yeah.
Or I remember like they covered the NRL logos, but who was running out was Reece Walsh. So it was like, I guess that just added another 1.5 million views to it. But it's just, you got to buy a ticket to win the raffle. Yeah. The buying a ticket in the content creation is posting.
Yeah.
That's how you buy tickets. You just got to put in the effort. It's not too much effort to make a clip. It's not too much effort to make a video. But you get a lot of reward for it. Like 1 3-4 minute video can be your ticket to, giving you that boost, that confidence boost that says, you know what, I got one video that's hit 300,000 views. I can do it again.
Yeah.
You just need that one, and it's like, it just captures your heart, and you're like, I love this. The feeling that you get when you're reading all the comments. Like, I'll read bad comments and I'll just piss myself laughing. And I feel like that's one thing that people have to know when you sort of get into social media. You're not going to be loved by everybody, and you got to be able to take the good and the bad.
Yeah.
I will cop like 20 million fat jokes for every 20 million. Like 50% of my comments will be somebody saying some bad stuff, but I have really thick skin and it doesn't bother me.
Yeah.
But not everybody has that. And I feel like that's something that you either got to develop or understand. People have to know it before they come in, because some people, they think, why would you hate me?
Yeah.
Well, but people just hate you for no reason.
You're on the screen, bro. You're not a real person to them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Listen, you are on the higher end compared to us, right? We're still on that grind level, trying to figure out, like you say, 10,000 views is the bottom end of you. That's our dream.
Yeah, exactly.
So what's your advice to a smaller group, a smaller channel, a smaller podcast that's trying to make those numbers?
We were all there at one point.
Yeah.
Right? Like it definitely wasn't an overnight thing. Although my first few videos did do pretty well, then you have that period where it's like 2 months of like, you don't have a video that pops off. But I always have this thing where you just try to get 1% better every time you post, or every single day, right? Like, and then over a long period of time, because it's always going to take a long time, especially building a podcast where it's mostly long form content that you cut up into bits. It's just every episode, just try to find a way to elevate the experience, whether it's you can do things like plan everything out beforehand. That's what we do now. So when we used to start off, man, we used to just have no plan whatsoever and just go in and just ramble it.
Yeah.
Like just all guns blazing with no plan. Just like, you're just firing shots and hoping that they hit.
Something sticks, yeah.
But if you plan it out, you plan out your episode, you already know what the points of emphasis are going to be. You already know where your clips are going to be. You already know, and then you can prepare accordingly, right? Yeah. That's one thing that we did that made it really easy for us as, creators. Like, when we're speaking on the mic, it's a lot easier for us to talk about topics that we've mentally prepared for. And then our editors and our production staff, like they all see it as well. So they know where to look for clips, and it's just, everything runs a lot smoother. That definitely increased, how well we produced everything, how well our clips were doing, because everything was more planned out, more thought out, more methodical. So that's one tip I can always give. But it's just always look for ways to push the boundaries, and just like the last thing you want to do is get complacent.
Yeah.
Because then your viewers will get complacent and they'll go find somebody eventually that isn't being complacent and is constantly pushing the boundaries. And it's all trial and error.
Yeah.
Try new things. Things that work for my podcast and my audience might not work for yours, but there are things that work for your audience that won't work for mine. So there's no real one set way to do everything, but it's, if you're not trying to push the boundary and not trying to, innovate the way you do things and push the boundaries and just get out of that box where every episode feels like it's the same experience for a whole year straight. If you're just constantly trying to get better, it's just going to level up your podcast. And it's how you see consistent growth all across the board. Because if you're growing consistently when you're recording and you're growing consistently in how you prepare for your episode, your video and your podcast itself will grow consistently. And what's going to grow consistently off the back of that? It might not happen right away. It's like training. I hate training because you don't get the results right away. Yeah. It's a slow grind. It's a delayed gratification. It's the same thing with content, where you just got to keep at it, keep working hard, keep getting better, and then you will see the results eventually, man. Yeah, I think that's like we were getting like 50 views every episode, bro, and like if we got 150 views, it would be like cloud nine.
Yeah, hard.
And now we're like every episode minimum 500. You know what I mean? Like that's what we're aiming for. And how do we get that? You keep getting better every day. Then how do you sustain that? You keep pushing the boundaries, and then like you build that community, spreads through word of mouth, it spreads through your clips, and that's how you just keep growing, man. And we have great goals for next year as well. And I think that's another thing that all podcasts should do, is you just sort of have a goal or where you want to be at, whether it's even if it's something small like a sub goal, or if you want one video to hit X amount of views or whatever. The fact that you have that goal will mean you as a team will be really wanting to push for that. So I think there's a multitude of ways to just keep getting 1% better and just change your mindset towards it, or overall. But trying something is better than trying nothing.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, I like that. Can I ask you, why do you do it?
Why do I do it? Because I absolutely love it.
Yeah.
I've always loved it from when I had 2 viewers. When I was like, I just do it because I absolutely love it. And like now that I've gotten to the point that I'm where, I'll be walking on the street and someone will recognize me. And I'm telling you, man, I've seen people, they just look like they're not having a good day, and then they see my ugly head, and then they've got a smile on their face. That's and I'm awesome. Like, there's nothing in this entire world that can replace that. And like the Lord has truly blessed me with that, like that impact. And all I want to do is just keep doing it and keep putting smiles on more faces. And that's all going to put a smile on my face. And we live this life to be happy and to try to get into heaven one day. And like, that's all I really want to do. And I feel like I'm just so blessed to be in this position, and I never want to take it for granted. And I do it because I just absolutely love it, man.
That's awesome, bro. And listen, man, you are a local legend. I mean, I was at my physio today, and he goes, "What are you doing tonight?" I go, "I got a potty." He goes, "Who's coming on?" I go, "Hectic Fred." He goes, "Man, make sure you let him know that I'm a big fan." He loves you, bro. His name's Mitch. Mitch, shout out, cousin. But man, it's awesome to see. I love seeing the guy behind the screen, behind the videos, and seeing whether or not they're legit. And bro, you're legit, man, and I love that about you. That came through watching your stuff, and that's come through now with you on the couch, man.
I appreciate it, man. That's all I want. Like I'm not playing a character. Like I'm exactly the same, like in real life than I am on my content. But the only thing is I'm just a lot louder when the dogs are on.
100%, aren't we all though? Listen, you mentioned one thing, and we're gonna end it off with this, and I'll let you go. You mentioned about the fact that you do have faith, and it's something we spoke about on Instagram a little bit as we'll DM and back and forth. You do have a faith, you do have a background in faith. Talk to me about that. What is so special to you about your faith, and how's that drive you?
Yeah, so I'm a Maronite Catholic. I was sort of like, Lebanese. My dad, my whole family obviously are Maronite Catholic, and there's so many of them, right? In a Lebanese family, it's hard not to be like influenced by them especially when you're young. But like my faith is the most important thing to me, and I feel like I'm just so lucky to be in the position that I am in now, not with content, but just I'm lucky to have a roof over my head. Yeah. I'm lucky to have food on the table. Obviously plenty of food, but like I always feel like life is a lot better when you can appreciate what you have, and sort of, obviously we're always trying to chase bigger and better things, and everybody wants that bigger house, nicer car, you know what I mean? But at the end of the day, you still got to be appreciative of what you have now. And that's a big part of why I'm like that is because of my faith. And I just try my best to live life the way that the Lord wants us to. And that's what the Bible is, right? It's just a set of guidelines of how we have to live our life. And if we ever have doubt, there's plenty of eyewitness testimony of everything that our Lord has done. It's all in writing, man. And I simplify it that much, man. And without my faith, I would be in a much worse place. I would not even be close to the person I am now, the man I am now. It would have made so many things that have happened in my life so much more difficult. But the fact that I could always rely on my faith that it's going to get better. I could always, it's just hard for me to worry about anything because it's like an unwritten rule. It's like an unwritten commandment. It's like, don't worry.
Yeah.
Because if you're constantly worrying, you're not trusting the plans that God has for you. And it's just it's a whole cumulative amount of things that all help me, that have helped my faith become established. And I'm never going to lose it. Yeah. It's just like, I'm a believer. I'm a believer in Jesus Christ, that He's my Lord and Savior, and I feel like He's going to keep taking me to great places as long as I keep living my life the way that He wants me to. And all I want to do is just keep at it, keep it up. And I know there are going to be many tests that He has for me, and I just want to try my best to be in a position to pass them all.
That's awesome, bro. Yeah, we grew up Maronite Catholic too. We're Lebanese family, bro. We're in Greenacre, Punchbowl, we grew up in that. But growing up, for me, there was always this little thing that I had. I had a big fear of death. I had a big fear of, if I die today, am I going to heaven? And I just felt like I could never understand that. I could never get that. I could never have a full and clear, peace about that. I think a lot of people live with that. They live with a fear that eternity is going to be, some scary thing that they can't have assurance over. And it wasn't until that day when I asked Jesus to be my Lord and Savior, it wasn't until the day I said, listen, I want you to have this. I don't want to be controlling my own life, that things changed. And it wasn't until I had that personal relationship with Him that I realized, wow, life is so much more. It's so much more. Like you said, it's not just about getting the newer car. It's not just about getting the bigger house. It's about understanding where you're at with Him. And I think it's important, and the Talk to Me audience knows this, that my faith is everything to me, and that's because of what Jesus Christ did on the cross, and it's because of His sacrifice for us that we get that opportunity to go to heaven. And I think the big problem that we have, especially today, is that people just keep trying to do good. That's a great thing. It's awesome. But there's so much more to it, because He died so you don't have to keep doing. He died and said, hey, it's done. I just want you to put your faith and trust in me. And I think that is a beautiful thing when a person can give it all over to Him. They don't have to have that worry.
100%. And even though that worry being there, it's only going to push us to be better, because at the end of the day, we don't know if we're going to heaven or not, even until the very end, because we're all sinners. And it's amazing what Jesus' sacrifice was, because He sacrificed Himself for sinners. He's absolving the sins of the people that have put Him on the cross in the first place. Yeah. And if He's willing to do that for us, there's nothing in the world that He would be willing, He wouldn't be able to do. Yeah. And I just think, even though that's the end goal, right? We all we want to do is get to heaven. all the people around us get to heaven. Like, we want to get married to somebody that we want to get into heaven as well, and that's gonna get us there. Like, that's the whole meaning of life, I think. And like, even though this world's amazing, it's never gonna come anywhere near what it's gonna be like in heaven, and that is what's fueling all of us in our 100%. Pursuit of faith, in our pursuit of God and that personal relationship. Because at the end of the day, that's gonna be what gets us to heaven, which is the place that everybody dreams of being.
Well, I want to say one thing, man, and it's something that that resolved everything for me. Like you said, there's a lot of people living saying we don't know if we can. Bro, the Bible's so clear on it. He made it extremely clear you can know. And I live with that peace knowing, because it wasn't because of me. It's not because of what I did, bro, but he says if you put your faith and trust in him, that's it. There's no worry about it. There's no stress. Don't worry about doing good works, because I'm going to get you there. And he says in John 3:16, it's one of my favorite verses. He goes, for God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten son. God loved Fred so much he gave his only begotten son, that whosoever believes in him, that if Fred believes in him, you don't have to perish, go to hell, but you can have everlasting life. And that is awesome. And ladies and gents, if you're someone that's struggling with that, just know all you need to do is put your faith and trust in Jesus Christ. And man, you can live your life just not fearing, but just praising God, saying, hey, I'm good.
Life's so much better, right? When you don't have the worries, when you don't have that fear, when you can just appreciate life as it is, that's like heaven on earth.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I'm in that stage now where, like, I've just stopped stressing about work, stop stressing about, oh, when am I going to find the wife? Like, man, everybody comes, I go to any wedding and I get a million Arbelecks, and I'm like, when is it going to be my turn? I don't know. It's God's plan, but all I can control is how I am. And I know that I will get blessed one day. You know what I mean? That's where I'm at right now. And, you know, I've just moved houses, starting a new stage of my life. And I'm just trying my best to leave all of the lingering sin at the old house. You know what I mean? And now it's like, I don't know why that's been such a monumental thing for me, but moving to a new place, new environment, I've just been able to like leave all of the stuff that I was trying to shake off behind, and I just want to be a completely different man in this new house. Even though I was happy with the man I was in Bonnyrigg, mate.
Yeah.
Like, something changed in me, like that extra bit of motivation that I was seeking to just fully like leave some things, whether it was lust or whether it was, you know, sins or like, you know, I just couldn't seem to shake them off for whatever reason. And now I'm just feeling rejuvenated in this new place.
Yeah.
And I just have just completely given my whole life to God right now. That's man. Awesome, and I'm still never going to be satisfied. There's always extra things I can do. My mum is always on me about the potty mouth. I just feel like it's Australian culture at this point. Like, we don't even mean anything bad by it, but that's definitely my biggest issue. And I've been trying to work on it. But yeah, it's just, I am at that place right now where nothing's really bothering me. Like, I'm at peace, mate, and I've just got full focus on being the best man I can possibly be, and that's living the dream, man.
That's good, man. And listen, I mean this when I say it. I don't just say these words. I'm praying for you, because I'd love for you to see that peace and that relationship with Jesus Christ, because there's nothing like it, bro. One more question for you and we're done. It's a question I ask everyone when I end this podcast. I chuck you in a DeLorean and I send you back 10 years. You give one piece of advice to hectic Fred 10 years ago. What's that one piece of advice you're giving him, brother?
Buy some Bitcoin, bro.
100%, bro.
Buy some Bitcoin, man.
Far out.
Like, man, I only have $100. Brother, put the $100
on the Bitcoin.
You will thank me later when you've got a shiny new Evo 9, mate.
That's it, bro. Hey, you're chasing that Evo 9,
mate, that's the one thing I've been chasing that isn't God, man. And every time I get close to it, something happens. I'm like, man, getting there with the Evo fund, boys. Like, I reckon that 6 months, dogs get announced Vegas. I'm like,
yeah.
Well, the Evos aren't going to go anywhere.
they're sitting.
But Las Vegas is going to go. Like, it's a once in a lifetime thing, man.
Bro, you know, I was the same thing. 10 years I chased the Evo 10. 10 years I chased it, bro. And finally, I don't know how it happened, but I got it together and I got it, bro. And it's worth it.
It is, man.
Like you said, like getting those numbers, it's worth it. Doing all that work's worth it. Trust me, when you get it, it's going to be worth it, bro.
Dude, I know, man. I'm like going to milk the crap out of it. And I'm going to make videos this is I'm gonna be going to Easter Creek all the time. Like, man, I just want to get into the culture, and I drive a Lexus. The Lexus is mad, but it's just I can't be rocking up to.
It ain't no Evo, brother.
I can't be rocking up to roll racing with a stock standard IS 250, mate. You know what I mean?
Sir.
But when I'm rocking up in an Evo, and I just know like because I've been chasing it for so long, when I eventually do get it, it's gonna be like the best feeling in the world.
100%.
And then it's like, what am I gonna chase after that? Like I'm gonna have everything I would want in terms of material stuff once I get that Evo. So it's just gonna be like, well, time to get ready for the next stage of my life, whatever it may be.
That's it, bro.
Yeah, but I'm just glad that you've got it because I know I'm chasing that same thing where even though I hate, like I'm not a materialistic person, but it's just something that I've always wanted.
It's a goal tick, man.
It's a goal, man.
Yeah, I get that.
You know what I mean? And it's like the feeling that you get when you achieve a goal is amazing, and I can't wait till I have one, man.
That's hectic, bro.
It's gonna be sick.
Well, ladies and gents, thank you so much for joining us for another episode of Talk to Me. Like, subscribe, comment below. Thank Fred for coming on because he's got a busy schedule and he gave us his whole afternoon today, and it's awesome, bro. Honestly, thank you so much for talking to me, man.
Mate, it's been a lot of fun, bro. Thank you so much.